If who imagine myself saying say me bo Israel Adesanya because me titifie na me feel say me na me old school na me holding. Yes, me holding and na me wan holding kakra, but come on, yeah, na me taekwondo na me swaning in your man. But me say me Jimmy me because at the time can be an aminim de media and I said but Israel Adesanya no nejmo didi. That's the fucking form of way he's gone by just like flick of his fucking hand. That nigga could fucking put me to sleep. And that's his shit. And that's how some of you idiots be looking, trying to do things that are not your shit. You understand me? Because nobody's gonna come for things that are yours. Okay, maybe you knew how to get people from a certain country to here. That is a good thing that you know how to do. Maybe you knew how to run errands for a particular artist. That's a good thing to do. But you cannot be able to try and embody jobs that you don't have any history of. Okay, why am I saying that? Did I just get up and start doing concerts here? No, I had a history. I had been doing this previously. I was working hand in hand closely with the biggest artist at the time before I moved here, Samini, and he was selling or booking concerts constantly. We did one with Movado right before I even started permanently living here, and that up until today is one of the biggest concerts that ever happened in Ghana. You understand me? And if you want to go on YouTube it and you go and check the Movado concert, you see me right next to him on fucking stage. I have been doing this shit, so I knew or I have an idea of what the fuck's supposed to be done. Are you understanding me? I'm intentional. And they say be am ko 9 to 5 be 9 to 5 be ba na be am pese me pese me di bibi ka me sika ho na say bibi ho na my. And shout out to the people that are doing that. That's a hustle, but that is different from somebody who every single day has gone out their way to make sure that this is what has to happen for us as a people. You cannot come for that as a person.
And kudos to the people who this is what there's a few people out here that I'm going to actually give kudos to, because they actually, this is their full time. They don't have to put in a time off sheet at their 9 to 5 to do this side gig as they're still coming for people. So kudos to people who actually do this full time. And that's why the people who do, they strive.
Yes.
They strive to do more. But let me also say this, right? Because people also need to understand the business, understand where we're really coming from. I want to make sure they understand facts.
Please give it to
right?
them. Okay. Pieces, yeah.
Right now in the industry, there are two major stakeholders in regards to concerts, events, and things like that, right? Yeah. That is AEG and that's Live Nation, right? That's point blank period,
point blank.
Right? These people also own and rent out for long-term venues, right?
1,000.
Because they also need to understand the numbers and the data behind this entertainment business, because you guys need to understand this. When you go and book out a venue, right, that is just a venue that is privately owned, that just uses a ticket source of Ticketmaster.
Listen, please.
It's very different than getting out a venue that is owned or under rent or under lease by a Live Nation or AEG. Let me tell you why. Ticketmaster is a ticket marketplace.
Yes.
Do you guys understand that?
Tickets marketplace.
So their platform is only designed to sell tickets and market events that they're selling tickets for.
Straight up.
Right? When you rent out or go to venues, they most likely partner with.
I think if you know modern day technology, you know what a marketplace is.
Yeah, right. They most likely partner with a Ticketmaster because it's a ticket marketplace.
Yes.
Okay.
However, most venues partner with Ticketmaster. Yes. Like I said, it's a reputable ticket marketplace. Yes.
Right. Live Nation Entertainment. It's actually called Live Nation Entertainment.
Yes.
Is an American global entertainment company.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys
global,
understand, right?
Global.
So Ticketmaster is a ticketing and marketing marketplace.
Yep.
Right? Which is very different than a entertainment company, right? Okay. That's Live Nation is an entertainment company. Okay. AEG is a global sporting and music entertainment company.
That's like inside.
Okay. So AEG also owns football stadiums, soccer stadium. They own all type of stadiums because they also
stuff.
participate in sporting events.
A lot of stuff.
Okay. So I'm saying that to say that when you book out and you work with venues
Yes.
that are AAG connected, Live Nation connected,
Yes.
right? You get a lot more than just your venue space.
Yes.
Right? You get people in the industry, in the
Yes.
space.
Yes.
Because they are entertainment companies.
Yes.
There are people who are trying to figure out who is the next best thing
Yes.
in this entertainment space.
100%.
Right? It's very different than going to take a private venue
Yes.
and just selling tickets to an event.
100%.
Those numbers from those venues do not merge into the entertainment industry.
No, they do not.
They do not get to A&R. When we were doing Asaka, A&R people were in our DMs saying that we just saw that
Yes.
you're about to have a concert for Asaka.
Yes.
And that happened because the
A&Rs
venue-
from reputable
Yes.
record labels.
that happened because
And A&Rs from, yes, period.
AG owned the venue,
100%.
right? And let me also say this. Regardless of what that venue, what that day was and how many tickets were sold, I want the Saka Boys, I want Yao Tug, I want Kofi Jamar, I want Wendy Shea, I want, who else was on there?
Coco Smokes,
yeah.
Ms.
V, right?
Ms.
You guys to know,
Ms. V,
you guys to know that no matter what and regardless, there's still no Ghanaians to touch what you guys accomplished or did.
Nobody.
In regards to this industry.
No Ghanaian has
And if
done what
another
you guys
Ghanaian
did.
wants to compete and say that, go and book out Terminal and do
But
it.
the reason why, listen, let me even say this, and I'll say this because,
think I'm done.
I'll say this because, I like that when you say stuff, there's things or there's ways in which people can go and view the facts, right? So what you just said or how you just doubled down is important to play or put in perspective the facts of why they can hit their chest to say that. Now, they just did not do it in a venue like that in the times in which they did it too. Mind you.
And that being their first concert in America.
Mind you. So I think, because I don't know, this might be a two-part, a part, but I'm gonna just give a little perspective about why I'm saying what I'm saying with this Ghana to the World concert or the guys you just mentioned their name. Number one, it's important to say that if you had been paying attention to what previously we've been saying, 2019 we had done a concert. We were supposed to do the second one subsequent or a repeat or whatever after in December, in November, but we decided to do it in March in 2020. The 2020 began, COVID happened around late, January, early February, closed lockdown. Nothing, no dreams, no hopes. Some of us, going crazy because it's not just because it's a way or it was a means of us doing business, but it's because we knew what the genre had become or was doing, and we felt like that was a way of the genre being stopped or being paused. So, there was a little bit of frustration and confusion, as well as also, business.
There was intentional sabotaging in the back.
You understand? Because mind you, the world was paused and the world was stopped. So nobody was really having any concerts, anything, period. Right? Then comes the whole of 2020, none of that. Then comes 2021. 2021, the whole of the year to most of it, we were in and it was partially opened, right? But it was important to us because as it was partially open or even in the early openings, Nigerians had already started doing concerts and going out and doing things. They had they were out and they are always going to be I don't see it as competition, but our next people that are doing right next hand. So they were already out. People here were doing the verses and all of that stuff, and they had already now begun to have it partially outside and stuff. And throughout the pandemic, Asaka, or as the pandemic began, is the birth of also Asaka as a genre or as a music, right?
Yes.
So
Yao Chug was technically part
so
of that.
so we all paid attention, or we all were home whilst we were listening to Asaka, and they made such a big projection in Ghana and beyond the shores of Ghana because everybody was home, and whatever it is that was being put on the internet that was good took presidents, or it had views. So yes, as Asaka did what it did, we all here in America, I would have been, people will contact me, people tell me like, what's up, you have to do Asaka, blah, 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 yada, yada, and then the conversation will go. I think that right before I even, like I said earlier, I was supposed to have, another artist, a bigger artist. And then I met the artist, the manager of that artist, or the person who works hand in hand with that artist. It didn't work out. And then I was advised by, my inside team alongside other, friends outside that, do this kids because they have a much impact. I was a bit skeptical because, mind you, they had never traveled before. They have never even traveled outside Ghana. So it's not like if I say travel, it will be like they haven't come abroad. They had not even been to Togo, Nigeria, nowhere. They literally, most of them didn't even have passports when this agenda began. So, I that's the reason why I was skeptical in the beginning. But, I guess I was sold, and then I began the journey. I began the journey by, of course, contacting them and making sure that everything ran through. And, I worked with, it was smooth because I worked with the people that handled the kids at the time, i.e., like they know themselves. And like I said, many subscribers, but at the right time, I'll plug them and I'll put them. But shout out to the ones who did, right? So, and that happened. Alongside, I figured that, as I was skeptical that it was only them, they can't sell out. So I needed supporting artists. So as the paperwork and everything was going on for them, I was also then looking for supporting artists to add. And I had a terrible time. And I guess another episode, I'm going to give you how much terrible time I had from known artists and artists that were not supposed to give me a hard time because they had all been indoors throughout the pandemic and they had to take advantage of that opportunity I was given. But they gave me such a fucking flack and such a hard time.
Oh, you talking about the one who can't sell out SOBs, the one that got sick?
And other people too, you understand me? Yes. Even SOBs, but that's how.
So people think that they're always a shining star.
Exactly my point. But so that didn't happen. So then I figured that let me add a little bit of, supporting artists to it. Then so I got a few other artists to support. I've always liked and supported Wendy Shea music. I feel like, and I guess we can talk about that too. Her team, Bullet, my brother, and if you don't know, for the viewers who don't know, I go a long way with Bullet, Rough and Smooth. I was supposed to be their manager, but I opted out and decided to rather just be a very close friend and a very close confidant, because I just feel like I wasn't in the best position at the time to do the job. But we have remained friends and we have been close for a very, very long time. So that's the reasons why I've supported all the artists that he has, but I genuinely also like the artists, their music that they do. Shout out to Wendy Shea. So Wendy Shea was the supporting artist. Yao Tog, who also did such phenomenal thing during the pandemic, was
one of the most amazing young
one
artists
of the most
Ghana.
amazing. And I think Yao Tog was one of the biggest highlights. Kofi Jamal was also one of the biggest highlights. And I guess if you later on you can go and check out what happened with the entirety of the show, but it was the timing that matters. Now, it's very important to mind that every person that was on this concert, with the exception of Miss V, had never ever been to the United States before. And it was a pandemic. And it's a pandemic where nobody was even being allowed in the first place to come here, let alone get or gain visas. That is how important people don't pay attention to how some of these things that we do, and the pains that we go through. Are you understanding me? But we made sure it happened because, like I said, we were the only ones who were sitting home with no representation outside here. And the genre was growing beautifully. But we stuck on the course, we stuck on the job, and what did we do? We made sure that we ended up doing the concert. I don't even want to end up just going straight to the concert because what we did is it was a struggle. Right, but we did what we had to do. Do you remember when they got the visa for the
They got the day before.
They got the visa the day before the concert. So mind you, as soon as they got the visa,
they had to shut down the embassy for the day for us to have everyone that was on our petition go.
How many people were granted that visa that day?
17.
17 people. They had to grant 17 Ghanaians an access to come and fulfill their duties as Ghanaians.
And that was done at the time by a special request by the ambassador, who we were very thankful for.
Yes, and the United States, because of course,
and the senator here,
because you have to have a level of trust in order for them to be able to do this or allow you to do this. But like I said, a day before the concert is when these boys were gain their visa.
All of them, not just
all
the
of
boys.
them. iPhone DJ, all of them.
Shout out to iPhone.
Shout out to him too, and other people, their managers, all these people. And imagine that usually you have to get the visa, and then you have to now go and use the visa to go and now look for people to help you with the tickets and stuff like that. Inside had to immediate, and that's the reasons why.
Never canceled. You realize that even when people were like, y'all might as well just cancel.
Yeah, y'all might as well just cancel, because mind you, the visa they also gave these boys, they gave them a short while visa. So we had no choice than to fulfill the concert the day that we said we're going to fulfill the concert. So we had to go out of our way to purchase each and every single person's ticket, with the exception of 2 people's tickets, because they were helpful enough to say that they were going to pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Especially because they also wanted a much more.
They had to leave that day.
You understand? Because they had to leave. I had to do each and every single thing in my power.
Shout out to our ticket agent.
Shout out to our ticket agent, and shout out to the helps, and shout out to that's also another day, because the pains and the struggles and the things that went on in order for that to happen, only God knows. You understand? And that's the kind of things that human beings will never understand. The things that go in and the things that happen in order for things to happen. And all of this, somebody will ask me, yes,
no.
But it's because of a bigger picture. If you know what this is, and if you know the reasons behind what we're doing,
but that's why, to me, that particular event, it was just really sad at the outcome, because it's just one of those things that hate or love it, like me, don't like me, fuck with me, don't fuck with me. When people just have intentions with things without knowing the facts of things, and don't know how much damage, you get what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
What they feel like small actions cause.
Exactly.
And it's due to things that they actually don't know the true facts on. It's just really, it shows to me your character as a person, right? Now, kudos to the people. Well, actually, I'm not even going to say people, because even after that, there's only been one person who we've even squashed anything with, to be very honest. There's only been one person. Everyone else is still clowns, right?
Yes, and before I even come to that, because I don't want this thing to just be jumped into the juice about even that. We
can't even do, we're giving them too much in one.
Yes, I feel like it's important to take, yes, and yes, I don't care, because it's gonna be put into a 2-part. So yes, if they get it, they get it, because I'm gonna end up this and traject into the shit show that you guys witnessed in the last concert days that you had with the May 20th concert, and the reasons why someone like me has the fucking credentials to be saying how much of a shit show it was. So like I said, pay attention. 15 tickets to be purchased instantly, all coming to the United States on one airline. Do you know how mind-boggling that could be? And also put into perspective that 14 of these people had never been to the United States before.
No, that's why they put them. That's why they put fall in the microwave.
14 of them had never been. Also, they open short. So yes, it shake no crash. So
and some of them came with clothes in the box.
But 14 of them had never been here before. But it was important for their journeys to begin because of how much impact they had during the pandemic. And that is the reasons why we say we do what we do, because they come and fulfill that. Yes, they came. But why didn't the concert do what it was meant to do? It didn't do what it was meant to do because personally, Ghanaians here, not other nationals, Ghanaians went out their way to sabotage the concert. So you ask yourself, how did they sabotage? Out of all the artists that performed, 60 to 70% of them never promoted the show as they were supposed to before the concert, because they were all under the impression that it was during the pandemic and there was no way they were going to get visas. Why did they get this information? Because Ghanaians went out of their way here to call them and tell them that it's a snooze fest and that I'm just playing with them and that they shouldn't. And so these boys never promoted themselves. They never, and mind you, they made such an impact with other nationals, so they were supposed to project themselves, and they were supposed to put themselves so that other nationals would know that they were coming here for the first time. They never did that. So just because of that, and because also there was the time, if no vaccination, no show, and that was not even ever a problem, because there was means of people getting that.
But they also got here, right?
Yes.
And started being around the wrong crowd of people.
Oh yes, that happened too.
Where that crowd also became just an additional bill, but
Yes.
they were listening, you know, and that's sad because
They had so many people in their ear and all those things. And like I said, they got the visa a day before and they had to come here and make it believable, because a lot of people tell so many tales about bringing people and never bring them. So, and at the time, nobody was traveling. Nobody was getting visas. So to say that you are bringing all these artists on one night, nobody believed it. So the people that believed it, they missed the show. By the time that they could buy a ticket, by the time they could believe it, buying a ticket or coming was a hard thing to achieve. So the show did, and even with that, you can go and look at our pages and see what the numbers did. But we took a bigger venue. We took a place that at the time, for boys who had never been here before, it was too much of a big venue for them. I've had so many people tell us that. But why did you put them in such a big venue?
Because that was the right thing to do for them.
Exactly.
Because honestly, I'm gonna say it again, and I said this before on a different podcast. The level of write-ups, the level of exposure, the Asaka music like trend or whatever you want to call it had, no other genre of music out of Ghana in current times had that.
No.
These people were on all types of
they were everywhere. Everywhere.
Spoken about.
Everywhere they were.
What, were we going to go and get a banquet hall?
Why would I do that? Especially after I've done PlayStation Theater prior.
We wanted them to come here
and
with their chest open.
I wanted them to be like,
say that, because guess what happened? Mm-hmm. Every single time people found out who were working in the industry, found out that it was terminal, they were like, you're gassing.
You're gassing. You guys going to terminal?
Yo, terminals.
And also mind you that a lot of people don't also pay attention to so many things that, you know. So when we did that not because you do venues like that also because you need to get reputable press people and reputable people in the room, right? Now, the reasons why, I guess, so we did that. The concert did what it did. The people that came, and you know the concert did what we did. After that, we know. But I want to stand on that so that if you are a listener, viewer, you understand the impact or what goes into these things, and especially mind you that it's important to pay that nobody is sponsored. None of these things that I spoke or I just said to you was sponsored. No partner, none of that. The only financial help that came is within family, and that cannot be spoken about. So technically it's the same house. Are you understanding me? So any type of thing now will come, or any type of show, that's the own kind of pain or fucking struggles that personally a human being will go through. But that is neither near here nor there. But it's important to pay in fact that all these visas and all these business and all these things and all these tickets and this venue and every single thing that counted in this, because mind you, they came here, they didn't come and sleep in the airport. They came here, they were placed in proper places. They came here, they had great places to place and put their head. They had great means of travel and great means of transportation across, and they left like they were safe. Nothing happened to them. And it's important to mind, like to pay attention what happened or what was able to, you know, birth after that, the possibility of what, you know, but what could happen from that.
People killed the not for all of them, but
not for them. And if I say possibility, because I quite remember that one of the people that created a great possibility for was the Black Sheriff kid. Because as soon as those boys got to Ghana, what did I get? I got a bloody FaceTime call from him.
And his verbatim words was, I want to have what Yao
I want to have what Yao Tang and Jama, what Charlie, big man, what Jama them are worth. Because mind you, he was supposed to be on Ghana to the World, but it's because also, like, you know, the demands in which he was asking for at the time, it was neither here nor there, because he was not here. Mind you, he didn't even have a second sermon, let alone a feature with Burna Boy. You understand? So this is like early, but because they were all together, and because they were being worked, they were being hand in hand managed with their managers and Nelson Anson Bongo. You know, so
wow, you shout him out?
I mean, I'll shout him out because he's the one who FaceTimed them, and I've known him since we were kids, so I don't even mind that, right? But when we did this Ghana to the World concert, and it created such a impact and phenomenal impact, and it created such, a yearn that yes, this Black Sheriff kid called, and like I said, called through Abongo. They were having lunch together, called FaceTime, so that it's not like, oh, maybe somebody used his voice. FaceTime to ask that if he could have, and he was ready to now put all the our differences aside to be able to have a concert. So of course, what would I do? Go out my way, because this is what we do. But I'm not going to give it no move it in the next time. But I'm going to tell you the reasons why I'm doubling down on that, so that you will know that if I'm saying that what I witnessed or what my investigative journalists went to give to me, because me thought tickets no bebre me my bobra me bomma de ma me ho nti me thought tickets in bebre e man kofo ko ginegine mu e ma me investigation na me pay, because the level of artists, did that for us. Yes, and the level of artistry that boy is, I needed to find out that if you guys would go out of your way to do the best for him. And what you guys went out of your way to do for that boy is a disservice. How can you tell me that boy nebe have intermission now wasashe atare krona or there show no first set na asadi abaho atare no suminim say empire of the day and I say vampire and the darling I said the fire stick na e bi obeka won tare no wansem and amunt me man akwala ne sesa ne ho kra na say bibia no kra yen fa nkonto nchen na even intermission amunt me fa acts bia ebeye good enough. Guy no, the next people who projected or helped Black Sheriff project to the next place was Nigerians. Was Nigerians, specifically Burna Boy. He can't get Burna Boy, but I remember that one of the people that really supported him early days was Poco Lee. Poco Lee has been in America and is hanging out here in America and stuff like that. Even if it's not him, he could have had other Nigerian. You don't tell me they're going to bring Maya the Don in your intermission and then, oh, that is not somebody they know. Oh, okay, how about I give them cranium? What the fuck doodoo juice are y'all drinking on? Oh. Cranium no, I don't say call Ghana no call Accra Sports Stadium or men who know how an cranium no impact ben cranium no Ghana ni. Cranium no Ghana ni.
But I also want to say this, and I also want to say this to all the, this is directly to all the people in which when we do shows, every single show, let me tell you something. If we can record our team meetings, and there's going to be people from our team to know this, how much pushback Nana gets from his team on do not add opening acts. Never.
Everybody tells me I shouldn't add opening acts.
Nana always says everybody that I don't care what you guys say.
Everybody fights
I am going to always give up and coming Ghanaian artists an opportunity on my shows, because that's what I understand, right?
Money me compound because you people fight me.
I am number one people.
You people fight me.
I am number one people to fight you. We even have
you don't even, you walk out. And then the P and like the rest of the team will be like, oh no, try to be like,
And I also have to say that I don't even want to put his name involved. Buka too. Even at the end of every show, Buka's like, nah.
Why do you add these people? Why do you add these people? Don't do it. Why do you add these people?
Let me tell you something. Nana always, because this is who he is. Like, he wears his pride as a Ghanaian. It's in his blood. Like, and I guess it's really a Shanti thing. When they say that you're an Shanti man and you're from the the original tribe, and especially from the actual Jamase, right?
The original place of Jamaicans. Right? Yes, thank you very much. 100 points.
You have this pride that I can't even compare, that he just represents his love for his country in a way that is unmatched, right? So he always says, I don't care what anyone says, I'm always going to give up and coming Ghanaian artists opportunity. He gives them an opportunity to the point where they eat up time from the main artists.
Yes, they always eat up time in
it. Saka show?
Okay, that Saka show. That Saka show. No. Yes, please tell them.
This is not a shot.
This is not a shot. No,
shade. But I'm also going to say this because this person has been disrespectful.
Why was
I'm also going to say this because this is not a shout or shade, but this was also very disrespectful because we've heard a lot of stuff this person has said behind the scenes.
Oh, yes. I need a wakabibre.
For the reason why a Chipalago was put, or you even put someone like a Chipalago right before Asaka, is because of how much you knew his relationship with the boys.
Yes.
And you appreciated.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Sorry.
Say it so that I can. Yes.
I'm going to say it.
Yes.
And you appreciated.
Yes.
How he wanted to, be a part and support this event because of that, right?
Yes.
All of a sudden, things changed in his intentions when he started being around, which is a whole nother conversation.
Yes.
However, the lineup from the Nana NYCs to the Archipelagos to every show I'm gonna always get 6'4".
There was what's his name?
There's your childhood friends.
Nova Black.
There was tons of people.
It's a lot of we put. It's my goal to always
Mooka. I'm telling you, Mooka will attest to this.
It's my goal always to put up and coming
Mooka will attest to this because Mooka cuts the time for these artists.
He does. He cuts them.
Mooka said there ain't no way I'm giving
and speaking of the Palago gentleman, speaking of Archipelago, it's not just because of that. That's not the reason why I gave. It's important to also pay attention to perspective and storyline, And this is to cut story because this is still a matter of like how Booty Juice the concert of May 20th was. So it was important for me to make sure he performs right before then because the inception of me ever being a fan of those Asaka boys was him because. One of the first or one of the main guys in Asaka, which is how do you call it, City Boy, I chanced on him from Achapalago's video when he was speaking about how he would dream or he dreams of coming to America. And that was a long time ago. I saved the video. It was so funny to not just me but a lot of people. And then like clockwork, I got the opportunity at the time to because I chanced on him again because I had an artist and then my artist was searching YouTube and we chanced on this same City Boy again, but this time around he was not speaking like how he was. He had become a rapper, so I was so happy that he had become an artist. I had some plugins at the time to be able to help or to get one artist to play the first ever Afrochella at the time. And then with the powers that I had, the little powers that I had, I did the little research that I could do, even without putting myself in front, so that he would be on that show. So he was one of the opening acts of like Afrochella, the first Afrochella. People will go out of their way to say that they whatever. But the inception, God my witness, and I know what happened and the people that whatever. So, like that happened, or he performed, and so when later on, Asaka was a group birthed later on, as I've said the story already, and they came here, because one of the managers that was supposed to represent Asaka did not gain his visa to come here. So, and he did not gain it by other reasons, which we could speak about later. So, Archipelago was the next person that was in mind for me to, chaperone or help these boys. So I flew him from Ohio to be with these boys, because they had familiarity with him. Because mind you, they have never been here before.
That's why it's a shame about where their relationship is too.
Exactly.
But that's also part of when people come here.
Yes.
And they start listening to all types of
exactly.
people.
So I flew Archipelago here, all my cost, everything that he did from the hotel he slept in, everything that he did as he was with the boys was my cost. I had to soak that, I had to nip it, and including him performing too, because he was a part of them. Anybody that knew the story knew that. Why not? And he had a couple songs that he's been trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why he ate into the boys their time.
Yes, but
I know. Sorry, Newa, but yeah.
But in general, what I was about to just say about opening acts, right?
Yes.
So every single show that Inside has had, we've always had opening acts, and we've always had up and coming Ghanaian artists opening acts. It's something that's part of Nana's thing.
Yes.
It's part of his.
It's very, very important.
He doesn't.
Why are we saying this though?
So I'm saying this because even when we do that.
Yes. What do they do to us?
They rip us apart.
What do they tell us when we bring opening acts?
We even get people who are in our DMs who are other artists ripping us apart about how we didn't even give them an opportunity.
Very good. But yeah, they are my opening acts. Yeah, call 2 hours. Interview two parts. No.
However, I was beyond baffled.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that, if these people don't come for this Black Gold concert,
hey,
and the fact that his opening acts had Barely,
Ghanaian.
Barely no.
The only Ghanaian that had it, he had to sell tickets more than anybody to be able to get the chance.
I'm not even going to mention his name.
And Sinaso that I saw on the concert.
She wasn't an open act.
You can't consider,
right?
you can't count Sinaso as an opening act. She's an established, well-known artist. So she's a supporting act, not an opening act.
And
so the opening acts would therefore be the drill Akata rappers.
Even you mentioned the other person just made me annoyed because that person has been on all our shows and I didn't think there was an issue, but to hear some of the stuff he's saying behind the scene and some of the disrespect, I'm just baffled. So I'm not even annoyed that you even said
confused.
that.
I mean, but he's an opening act. He was there.
And man, whatever.
Yeah, he was there. So I mean,
whatever.
Yeah.
So
yes, those are the only opening acts that you had.
When the person said,
so that's why I guess you're saying that people they need to come for it.
So when the person said, special guest, right? Because he also this black person, was doing an interview in Ghana before he came out saying that, he's going to be one of the first people to really give.
He said, I'm going to give a lot of opportunity to like up and coming and then, yes.
Where are these Ghanaian artists that coming from him?
Listen, let me tell you something. You forgot to say something. You guys just don't come for me for opening acts, right? You guys come for me for even giving opportunity to dancers because I just don't do opening acts. I do opening dances. Because I feel like, Afrobeats is hand in hand with just not music but dance. So I also let you guys project dancers and let dancers come and do their formation dances and out there like by themselves too. You even know I go out of my way to even get petitions and stuff for dancers because I feel like Afrobeat from the Azonto days up until right now has always had a dance with any song that is trending. So we do that. There was no form, no representation, not by no Nigerian, we saw what was there. We had 3 American acts, 1 Ghanaian act, another Ghanaian act, and we had a Jamaican act and an intermission and come back and sitting on the same shit. And I'm telling you that it's booty juice. It's fucking booty juice because you said or you projected to have a great show or you came.
Ghanaians are hypocrites.
Yes, Ghanaians are hypocrite. And even the artists, of course, I don't want anybody to say this and say that I won't know Uncle Fano. Listen, it's important to mind you that when the guy asked or when the guy told or when the guy demanded to be brought here, I went out of my way to do each and every single thing to get this boy here.
He owes us $15,000.
You understand me? But that is another matter because I can't technically speak about it. You understand me? So that is another matter. But I went out of my way to do that. I did everything out of my way because, like I said, I was FaceTimed and I was physically told by the guy on the other side of the phone. And I say physical because it wasn't no AI talking to me. It was the guy himself munching on food telling me that he wants me to do this for him. Are you understanding me? So later on, if I find out that you even have gotten the opportunity to do with somebody else, that's why I never ever claim because it's not really who does it. It's what's done because this was arguably the biggest export, like I said, we've had in the past 10 years.
Who does it matters.
So no, who does it matters, but I don't want to say that because I am the one saying it, right? So I don't want to be saying it because like I'm the one saying it, so I'm saying, but yes, who does it matters, but in this case, if another person who is having the same type of company does the same type of thing, has the same type of projection and this goal does it, then for sure, because I would then be sure that 2023 you're gonna tell me that you put a check. I don't care.
It would have been more.
I don't know what prop that was. I don't know what that was.
The person. I don't even want. I don't even want to say it, but you were. I have more respect for people sometimes, even
bro for neighbor band. Just say you see because you people when I know they see like listen. Let me tell you something. When even Nigerian artists are playing Jimmy Kimmel and they are playing concerts here, do you know who they let play their band? The Nigerians give opportunities to Ghanaians, like they give them to like composers.
Yeah, the composers has played.
They give it to composers. And no akwala no opportunity no. In brofo na nebo lead guitar in your you people don't understand what I'm talking about because you people feel say this thing go over one heads because when they feel say this thing is about when I know that they understand. When I don't understand, because if you don't get certain things right, you cannot sit at home and think that it's so easy to fucking attain what the fuck you've been seeing these niggas do.
They don't.
Nigga, when even when Coffee couple years ago got opportunity to play one of her big, I don't know what it was, whether it was Jimmy Kim or something, she also used composers.
I think even her tour she used composers.
Do you know how many people go out their way to use composers? I'm not saying that you should have used composers, but there are other miniature composers. When we do concerts, I know that we bring whatever local. When we
barely do live band.
We barely do live band, but when we do it, like Afrobeats to the world, we did a Ghanaian band.
Oh yeah, no.
And that was a Ghanaian band that had never played a concert before. But what did I do? I went out of my way to give them the opportunity.
No, 100%.
And then the Mumbenya 2 parts.
They might have to get it 3. We might gotta take it intermission. You want to change your outfit?
I mean, some outfits anymore, man.
No, but let me say this. And this is what I'm talking about. No, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm saying that this is how we know. And I'm saying that it has to be personal. And it's you. Because people don't, the same type of coming, like when they come for our inside or they come for our events, they come for certain things. People say certain things behind the scenes, in front of everything. They put out snarky little
comments, then tweets, then subliminals. Let me even give it, because you've said that, babe, and please, I'm not cutting you, so that I want you to remember what you're about to say, because I want to pay emphasis on one of the subliminals, because I know if I was a viewer too, I'll be the things that will be peeping up in my head, and so I saw on two artists. Let me tell you something. You know, like the Ghana to the world that I just said, I'll just explain. You see the cost, and you see everything that I just explained to you, and hosting and housing and making sure that everybody is heard. And then, like I said, these artists never, and most of them, if I say 70% went out of the way, or 60 to 70% went out of the way never to promote this event. The event did what it did. And the venue that the venue did, paying or doing people to their full capacity will always be a very, very hard thing to attain, especially everything doesn't go out their way. But do you know what someone like a company like Inside did? Inside was able to understand that and let the artists, and that's the reasons why the repeat artists and the ones that we've kept working with them, they understand that that was a cost almost to be able for us to take ourselves from one place to another. Because me, as the person who had cost or invested in all of this thing, I was not complaining about what I had gained or what I hadn't attained. So if I was taking that on the chin, the ones that understood should be able to take it on the chin. But do you know what? Some didn't. And the ones who did, I still have a relationship with them and I'm still working with them right now. But the ones who didn't, do you know what happened? They got paid.
That's what I say. Who didn't get paid?
No, the ones who didn't get paid are the ones who didn't get the full, commission of what they didn't. But the ones who didn't understand, and guess the reasons why, someone who asked, so why didn't you pay? Because they got paid.
But you're not saying the core of anything. And it's like, if anyone.
They got paid.
If anybody reads.
I don't do those things. And if you read your contract with me, you understand that.
If anybody reads an inside contract, and actually reads an inside contract, they will see those clauses. No one has to explain that. And that's why that other booty scratcher who wants to...
A booty scratcher, and they will use super pad, and they use my class, Anna.
Who wants to claim events to make himself look good, and who wanted to go around spreading lies, he knew what his stuff read too.
Yes. He knew the kind of NDA and stuff he signed.
He knew.
I work with paperwork. I don't work with. I work with paperwork, and this person, he will go out of his way to try and he
won't.
And I'm talking about. Past like me. I'm talking about what he tried to do in the past to make it seem like he passed present. Yes, but he will go out of his way to try, and it will still not fucking go, because he will try and play like, what is that thing called? Like when you possum and try and do like, but when you are fucking messing with somebody who goes out of their way and knows what they are doing, they have fucking timestamps and paperwork for what they do.
But people should also know what they do and say behind the scenes always comes to light. So sometimes people just come out to light and say it. And the crazy part is that, like I say this all the time about Ghana males, y'all are so catty and talk a lot of shit like bitches behind the scenes. That's what I have to say. Y'all do that a lot.
And the man sometimes some kasa on more points. A man kasa too much.
if you don't,
yeah, kasa too much. Yeah, having too much opinions and less
chatty,
actions.
petty.
Yeah, kasa too much. Yeah, having so much to say and without having actions to show.
There is nothing wrong. Like when I had an issue with someone, I reached out directly. We set it out. I mean, although we were, close family friends or whatever, we set it out. Documents were exchanged. Facts, because at the end of the day, what?
Yes.
But and that was a female and a male.
100%.
And you guys are males, where some of y'all are just so catty, like, and y'all grown. I'm talking about y'all. Some of y'all in your 40s. Well, some of them don't have nothing. That's why they have time. But it's just crazy. But I'm just saying this in regards to...
Let me tell you something. If it's going to be a debut, and I know that the people who don't have any type of goal, they are not goal driven or goal oriented and don't understand this. Imagine that Elon Musk did his first car and he just left it at that, or he just didn't want to project. Imagine the first iPhone is the same iPhone you are using right now. Then you'll be the one who has this type of brain in your head. I'm not like that. Don't see that. I have left, as I am speaking these facts with you. The reason why I'm comfortable, or I was so comfortable with watching what anybody had to do, as including what we just witnessed May 20th, is because it's okay with the space of thinking and where we are as a company and what we are doing next, to allow people to do this if this is what they're especially going to do.
But the crazy part is that even with some of the content that we're talking about, even the last, what you're talking about right there, is that those people, even the ones who are organizing the current one, we're actually in our physical home when Asaka came. They were at the show.
Of course.
They were even Saka, they went live with you when it was Asaka and them show.
And that's another thing that I guess.
Yourself,
that's another thing, yes.
Ask yourself.
Yes.
As you're planning a whole concert.
Yes.
You put out the concert
2 months tour.
2 months a whole head of time.
Not once has that. Well, not once have I. Not once have I ever. And we and okay, you ask yourself that. Okay.
Email. Message from another person.
And then I didn't know energy, sir. Me camera space in so. Let me tell you something. Here
has been sent.
And the reasons why
you can't send it now.
Do you know the reason why you have a point in what you're saying? The reason why you have a point in what you're saying is because it's okay when you son somebody who you don't really know and somebody who you don't really have an idea of. Like, you are saying what you're saying because, like you said, when I was even doing a Saka concert and stuff, I spoke to Sarkodie via Fire Sticks Live and stuff like that. And for the people who watch, they knew that we're not strangers to each other. I am no stranger to Sarkodie. I am no stranger to Sarkodie 100%, and we have, as far as I am concerned, I don't think we are in any type of loggerheads, because I don't know. I like to let people that I have a problem with know that I have a problem with them, and I think he's the same way. So I feel like if he's the same way, I have not been made known about any type of issue. So why am I saying that? Why are you saying that? We're saying that to say that he knew that concert is being done for the boys, especially at the time in which it was being done for the boys.
He supported it because it was rap.
And he supported it because it was primarily rap, and it was at the venue as was doing, and it had the promotional value of what it was being done. It was a really fully packaged event. I'm not saying that he's supposed to have stand on this to use that as a as a stance to come work with me. But I think that
support you.
That would be enough for you to even ask your people who work here that, have you contacted Inside? Have you contacted Anabi to try and to support my thing that I'm doing?
We could post a flyer.
Have you tried to ask them if they will support this thing and if they have their own ideas for me? And because you see, I'm not and this is the people who play chicken shit, because I am not going to go out of my way and just post a flyer because I am not that type of company, and neither am I that type of person. I feel like it's okay, and I don't and the people that have worked with me, including the Sarkodie's team, know that I am not a charge me or give me money and I work. For the people who know me, people know that I don't even, money is not the forefront of what I do.
But most of the people that we've given out comp tickets have not promoted.
Yes, that money is not the forefront, because if you are who I am, if you know who I am, and you know, and you can be, because that's a one-on-one between me and God. I'm really good, y'all.
So all I'm
good.
To say is
I'm
that
good, y'all. So money is not the forefront. However, right, when we do it, like, or when you guys do it, you don't go out of your way to, let's say, the artist doesn't go out of the way to ask his team here who are helping him do all these not to come and do the concert with me. Or no, so that you doesn't seem like I'm being petty, but just for the support aspect, just for us to work hand in hand, because like I said, he is a reputable artist from where we are from. So it's very important that people like me who are also doing my best, and people like Inside who are doing their best, same thing, hand in hand, to put the country and people like him on a pedestal, on a higher projection, need to be called or included when things like this are being done for the artists. And if the people here are cheap, or not for a short's sake, but if they themselves don't see the importance in that, you the artist should see the importance in that. You, the artist, should be able to go your way and tell your team that, yo, reach out to that man. Because apart from me just speaking to him on just this Apas Asaka thing, this man or his family has been a part of my career from the very beginning. No, is this the fucking truth? So that I don't appear as a stranger. I as a figure, or I as a human being, I am not a stranger to Sarkodie's career, or I'm not a stranger to Sarkodie. So that because it's important to establish value. It's like saying that, so as me, I didn't work with the artist, but but he don't know you.
So all I have to say is that,
so if his team don't reach out to you as a company, he don't know you. That's not the fact.
This is the second time, because he did the other one with RTBs and them or whatever.
Yes, the first one was it's about time, whatever it is. And that's why someone like you will say it's personal.
Even Stoneboy and them came out with the other people too. Like I'm trying to say, these things are personal. And if people are saying that it's not personal, what you're making is show obvious that it is personal. And
you can never say it's not personal.
You can't go to people behind the scenes like our staff and say that, but Nana B is so scary to talk to. We are scared of him. That's nonsense. But there's so many people that we don't have relationships with that whenever we have a show, Nana says reach out to them.
Yeah, please, Bohobium.
Reach out to them. I've had people in our personal home, in our house. I don't know where people live.
I don't know anybody.
This is why I get mad, because Ghanaians know better.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to say, it's not like we're dealing with a kata.
Debbie.
I'm American. And I'm American.
Yes,
so
you say it.
I'm not dealing with
America, yes,
where my expectation is different.
It's different.
I'm dealing with
and
Ghanaians.
Not to say this all you're different, but you know what to expect.
I'm dealing with Ghanaians, and I'm even dealing with Ghanaians who came into this country.
Very good.
So their level of culture and respect is much more higher
and wide
than even me, who was born here. You guys have come into our home, eating food from our table, drinks from our fridge, been around our personal space. We don't know where none of y'all live.
So if you've done all of that,
and then at the end of the day, you guys still turn around and disrespect.
And no, it's not even only just disrespect. You still can have concerts and still can do things the same thing, and
or ask $100 for sneakers.
Oh, and
when you sitting up in people's room playing FIFA.
You understand? Apart from that $100 you even asked for was paid for, but that's not neither here nor there. But that's not even that. But I'm speaking about with things like when we do,
we saying it today.
Because all of those things was done right in order for, let's say, all of us to work together at the time for the sake of the boys. But those are the
things that came in last minute. But people didn't believe it was happening.
Yes, but guess what? This is being said because when concerts are had by these same people or things or events or things like that, nobody goes out their way.
No.
Nobody goes out their way. And these people did not get these invitations or these tickets or these camp or VIP tickets because they came to my house and they came to our house to do all of that. They were already even projected to get these tickets, but they already had sold the show that it was not going to happen already and sell other shows. Not just they are repeat customers or repeat offenders, because this is the story you're saying today is about Ghana to the world, but they have done that with multiple events.
Beyond that, after the event, they try to go behind people's backs to book them in New York.
Yes, you understand. After and check this out. I'm not that kind of person that when you can book, like, you see, because the goal, and I'm tired now, so I think I'll end here. The goal is for us to be able to be a part of this projection that Africa as a whole is getting. Let me tell you, next up, I'm on piano. And I still know, mono, mon kahun. It's men can be brain tremor. And open and make still no, muntimin who there was some way.
Ghanaians are done.
Inti says still na say na mobeya because akwala ne say no moya mobeya show na nanka was some man no.
That's the best they could do.
And you know that was New York no so ye bibi wo ho it matters the first time I'll be no the impact that it's not just it be at the room and all of that that really matters but the impact
that didn't trend and it wasn't sold out, so stop lying.
You understand me? The first time like any of these new artists that have been coming in modern times have done a room here, it has been impactful. From Fireboy, whether he did Grimacy or Omale, whether he also did.
No, but you have to correct yourself because those people did Live Nation venues all over the country.
100%. Oh,
they didn't just
no. I don't want you to even plug the technicality. I'm speaking with respects to the impact. So that nobody even tries to off the rip.
Sold out.
Yes, all those people had impactful events, and not some of them had technical issues, but it was due to, let's say, how much people were overbooked and other things like that. It was never due to or based on value and aftermath. Like the whole entire thing that you guys did for a boy who's had this much impact. You understand me? Because what does it matter? Someone will say it matters because for the past couple of years, this has been arguably one of the most impactful artists that we've had. He just won an award from the biggest awarding body from the country there. So it matters however it is that you project him. He's supposed to be trending continuously.
He's been supported by other nationalities.
And he's been supported by other nationalities. We started this conversation by speaking about the impact of what Burna Boy had. And it's not to compare the two because they are not the same type of artists. But impact is what we're speaking about. And production value. And apart from production value, all in all, value on how you project us as Ghanaians look. And that is what you don't understand for the ones I am Montias.
So all I have to say this is the rest of the inside team has voted. I think that it's like several to one. Is that we're done with Ghanaian?
Yeah, the only lack of more is just like how opening acts no, they be I'm a fight to find a way more money. But this one there, I'm actually what you have to tell them is that I am the initiator of the Ghana poem. It's not you guys telling me, because at this point, no, like you were saying, it seems somewhat personal because this artist when I went I'm not going to give you guys, but you guys took or you guys had or dealt or was doing something that you cannot ever say that you didn't have ample time to even say that this is what you were doing. You had great and ample time to do this.
But there's crazy part is that there's people who even flew from Ghana.
Yes.
Who were at the event.
Yes.
Who know you very well.
Yes.
Who've even reached out to you for artists they used to manage.
Yes.
To do these for, but still. So all I'm trying to say that it is personal, right? But on top of it, as a team, as a company, you cannot invest over 6 figures, the type of money that has been invested in what we do. Our money, not sponsorship.
No sponsors.
Not donation,
none,
not like
just
like talking about straight cash.
Sponsorship or some what you are saying, right? No sponsorships
over 6 figures in this span of time, which we're actually getting close to more above 6 figures if you total everything up.
No, say 6 figures there. Anything after anything, even if it's within the 6, nah. I mean, these niggas, nah. I'm not.
We're over 500,000, right?
I mean, so, but it's not. That is not the. No, that is not that. That is not the importance.
But what we're saying is, as a company, if you invested that type of level of money into a particular group and community of people, right? That you realize that they aren't supporting you. They don't want your investment. You are losing more than gaining.
Then what is the purpose?
You got to take that same investment and give it to another group.
Yes, I am. And if you are a different nation or if you are a different African, whatever, reach out to Inside as a company. You can always say, who the fuck is it? Research. Do your research. Google. You understand me? And find out what we've been able to do with the artists that we've been able to do it with. You understand me? The same venue that these as Jews statisticians were able to use if you want like a reason for like a reason for this shit being said, and this is not me saying shit, because if you know me, I am metima kan kwase say much say me like dream why be a dream say, but so this is just like reality as you hear it. And the reality is the same. If even you're going to do the same venue, make sure that the production value of this, if you are the same person or you are the one who claims to fame that you were a part of or you did or whatever, then the value should either be the same or surpass the same venue. When we did that venue for our researchers, go look at how the concert was. Go look at Medical's first concert in America. Go, if you want a reference point, go look at Medical's first concert in America.
So there's this guy.
His first real concert in America.
That I don't know his name. You might know his name. I think he was like a TV, a radio presenter.
And compare it if the same person is who did yesterday's. Yes.
He was a radio presenter.
Yes.
And I think he's now doing individually, like he's doing his own podcast a little bit.
Yes, DJ Slim.
DJ Slim.
Yes.
Right.
Shout out to DJ Slim.
When DJ Slim was speaking out about the lawsuit and everything that was going on with Blacko.
Yeah.
He said this, and which I thought was very important, but Ghanaians didn't want to listen to him. Was saying that I'm not speaking out in regards because I'm personally trying to attack somebody. I'm speaking out because this types of things affects investors in this business.
1,000.
And the issue that every Ghanaian artist talks about, whether they're up and coming, whether they're old, whether whatever they are, they talk about the amount of lack of funds and support they get
1,000
as artists in this business. And I want people to understand that no person, no God, no angel has come from the heavens and earth to tell someone that they have to take out their own money to give to anybody.
1,000.
When people invest their money, their time, their effort, into you, into your careers, into anything that contributes to the betterment of you as an artist, and you shit on those people, forget even just us as inside, because there's so many other people who have stories of this. It does not help the industry as a whole.
No, it don't.
This is the reason why there isn't any record labels.
No.
This is the reason why there isn't any proper management teams.
No.
This is the reason
who
why
would want to do it?
anything,
Why the
because
person obey yes and the same way?
we have sat here.
Yes.
We have sat here, and we have done so many things with quote unquote teams, and in a span of months, after some type of success or things accomplished, the whole team crumbles.
Oh yes.
The manager's kicked off.
Yes.
This person's not working with this person no more.
Yes.
This person's not working with this person no more.
Yes.
And guess what? It damages this industry because there's a lack of consistency. There's a lack of even partnership, anything. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
230.
So all I have to say is that, because when people take their money and invest and do things and it's not going anywhere, it doesn't help the industry. It doesn't help the artists coming up or the artists of the future. So people need to know that and remember that. That's really all I have to say to that.
Yep. I kind of feel like the way I would have loved it, and that's business as usual. Like, but yeah. I feel like
it's business as usual.
It is business as usual,
This
but
is a business.
But I mean,
this is a charity.
No, I mean,
not 501c3.
I mean, not comedy a cat show. No, I mean, now 501c3 crap would shred and for the year and
even churches in Ghana don't donate shit.
The hell you telling me 501c3? Uni mean kofo and kofo adimi or more and kofo efre or more millionaires. I 501c3 normally enjoy your
churches in Ghana don't even have food banks.
Shout out to the 501c3s that you're going out of your way to help and help people and be charitable and whatever cause that you're doing.
This ain't one.
But this is definitely not one. This is an LLC. This is not that. But anyway, yes. Back to the America Yapon. I mean, only the mini catch because but if this is really what the person who like their curricular vitae is high is supposed to do, then you have no idea of anything of this thing that people are assuming you're doing. I mean, I have never assumed. I have always figured that the way in which you decided to deal or the way in which you decided to act upon business is it gives me an idea of not just of the kind of person that you are, but how you decide to, like, place the trajectory of, thing that you're doing. You understand me? And you know yourself, and and this is what, if this is what your goal is in this beautiful thing that has been able to create for you, then you're like, just do what you're not gonna catch. I'm just gonna say that this was not what was supposed to transpire for an act such as that.
When it comes to business, everyone should be able to be in a room and make things function, and no one says it has to be a Thanksgiving dinner.
You understand me?
Ain't no personal. So some
and,
of y'all
and if this is what you decided, this is what you decide to project as to, it's fucked up. You understand me? And like integrity, and for the sake of value, and for the sake of where this company, this business and this genre as a whole is supposed to be, that's why you are not gonna catch certain type of things from me on platforms like this, because people like to take things, but I'm saying that everything, including what happened yesterday, gives a fair idea of how you project or how you see yourself. And young man, that is not it. And I have stands to say that, because I have been doing this thing for a pretty long time, and I have gone through the lengths and breadths of this. This is not one of those things where it's mediocre because of the pictures I have taken or because of the shows I have been to. Check the people, or check the critics, or check the scoreboard, check the people who really know me, and check the people who have worked with me. I have been doing this, and so if I say that this is closest to the shittiest thing that could transpire or happen for an artist of your caliber, then I mean that.